Hi, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Today's video are a few exercises to help improve your balance. So bear with me, it might not feel like at the time they're going to improve your balance because it might make you feel even more wobbly than you normally do. But I promise you, in the long run, it builds up that connection between the brain and the body, the vestibular system, our proprioception, where our body is in space. And over time, this will make you feel steadier and improve your balance. So when you're ready, come join me on the mat. So first off, let's stand with our feet around hip distance apart, just a nice comfortable stance. We're just going to bring the right hand onto the belly, left hand onto the heart center. Let the eyes gently close. And take a moment drawing the awareness in. Tune into the breath. So our breath is one of the first things we can look at to improve our balance. It has two particular effects on our balance. One is that when we breathe deeply and calmly, with particular attention to that abdominal breath, so allowing the center to expand and settle, it helps to draw us down into the parasympathetic state, which is the part of our nervous system where we feel calm and we feel safe. The safer we feel, the easier it is to balance. The other side of the breathing that really helps is when we breathe fully and properly, we engage our intrinsic core. So as we inhale, that inhale engages the pelvic floor, so our diaphragm moves down, it engages with our pelvic floor. As we exhale, our pelvic floor returns to its natural state. So you may have heard people before talk about sucking in, hold the core, which is not the best advice. A strong intrinsic core is a core that can expand and settle and create that intra-abdominal pressure. So if we breathe fully and properly and understand our breathing mechanisms, that again helps us balance because it builds up the internal core, the bit that really helps us keep our balance. So tune into that breath, allow the center to expand and settle. Great. Then keeping the eyes closed, arms can come down by the sides. We're going to take the weight into the left foot. Just spend a moment with the weight going through the left foot, maybe lifting the right heel, but keep the right toes down for now. Center your weight through that left leg. Notice the sensation of moving your balance around with your eyes closed. With our eyes closed, everything feels like the movement's much bigger. Just notice how that feels. And then when you feel ready, see if you can lift those right toes up off the mat. Even if it's just for a moment, just for a breath. Let the arms do whatever you like to help you balance. They can wave around. Some people find holding onto their earlobe helps. I don't know if there's any science behind that. That's just something some of my students have said. Keep the breathing nice and steady. That one, there is a lot of science backing that. At any point, pop the toes down and recenter again. Trying to breathe in and out through the nose. Well done. Then you can pop that foot down, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Take a moment to recenter. Then our weight's going to go through the right leg. And we're going to just is lift the left heel. So again, spend some time settling the weight into that right leg. Recenter. When you feel ready, think about starting to lift that left foot off the mat. Breathing nice and steady. Notice any frustration that arises as you wobble. So I'm wobbling too, don't worry. It's very normal to wobble. Our balance changes as well constantly. It has so many factors that affect it, i.e. whether you've had a good night's sleep. Sometimes what time of the day can affect people. So for me, I find my balance is not quite so good in the morning, which was ironic as I decided to film this in the morning. Our hormone cycle can affect it. So for women, if you have a full 28-day hormone cycle, that can affect your balance. Our stress levels can affect our balance. There are many things that can affect our balance. So notice any frustration that arises and just move with it. Sides often change as well, so I know I'm not quite so good at balancing on this side. Great. And instead of getting frustrated, try and take that information in as interesting information. Say, oh, that's interesting. Let's see if we can work with this. Great. Then you can pop that foot down. Let the eyes gently open. Give everything a wriggle. Lovely. It can be a helpful thing to time yourself when you're doing that exercise. See how long you can stand on one foot with your eyes closed. You might want someone else to help you out with that. And then see if that improves over time. Hopefully it will improve over time. As I say though, don't worry if there are days when it's a little bit shorter and days when it's a little bit longer. Take an average time and see if over the weeks, over the months, that improves. Great, so our next exercise, we're going to come into tree pose, if that feels okay, or any other balancing posture you prefer, but one where you're relatively upright, because we're going to move the head and the gaze around. So we'll turn the knee out, doesn't matter which side you start on. Either toes can stay down for that extra point of contact. Again, our proprioception, the more points of contact we have, the easier it is to balance. Or you can bring the foot up to the inside of the calf or up to the inside of the thigh. Great. Hands maybe going to prayer in front of the heart, or again, you can take the arms out if you prefer. So from here, we're just going to lift the chin, lift the gaze. Great. Then head back to center. Lower the chin. Lower the gaze. Head back to center. Going to look over our right shoulder. Back through center. And then over our left shoulder. Back to center. We're now going to keep the eyes straight ahead, but lift the chin, lift the head, looking down your nose. And then again, keep the eyes straight ahead, lower the chin, looking up towards the eyebrow center. Great, back to center. Keep the eyes ahead as you turn the head towards the right. Back through center and over to the left. Great, back to center. We'll release that right foot. Give everything a little wriggle. I said right foot, but I said you could go on either side. So whichever foot you had lifted, lower that foot. And we'll go on to the other side. So weight into the other foot. We're turning the opposite knee out. And toes can be down, foot to calf. Or foot comes up to the inside of the thigh. Hands wherever you like. So with our inhale, we lift the gaze, lift the chin. Exhale, chin to chest, lower the gaze. Inhale back to center. We exhale looking over our left shoulder. Inhale center. Right shoulder. Inhale center. Perhaps so keep the gaze ahead as you lift the chin. Keep the gaze ahead as you lower the chin. Great. It's like the Paddington hearts there. Bring your head back to centre. Keep the gaze ahead as you turn the head over the left shoulder. Back through centre. Move the right shoulder, keeping the gaze ahead. And then back to centre. Well done. Release the arms. Release the leg. Give everything a little wriggle. Fantastic. So, standing again, feet hip distance apart, our last balance exercise we're going to do. We're going to do some moving whilst balancing. We're going to take the weight into the left foot and bring the right knee up. Right hand is going to come to the right knee. And take that right knee out to the side, opening out through the hip. So what we're doing is taking ourselves off centre to try and help engage that intrinsic core, which helps dealing with taking ourselves off centre. We're then twisting as well, again, building up that brain-body connection. Our left hand is coming to the outside of the right knee. We're going to reach the right hand out behind, trying to look towards that right hand. That right arm is going to come all the way up and over. We're going to float the right foot back as the right hand reaches down towards the mat and the left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Right. Inhale, come all the way back to centre. Draw that right knee through, reach the arms up. And then lower the right foot down, arms down. Give everything a wriggle. Fantastic. So don't worry if it didn't look quite the way that mine looked. It's not about what shape you end up getting in. It's about, as I say, that taking the body off centre, twisting, moving as we're balancing and trying to keep that breath slow and steady. So, weight into the right foot when you're ready. Left knee comes up. We're going to take the left knee out to the side. Inhale, back to centre. Right hand is coming to the outside of the left knee. The left hand reaches out behind. Again, notice any frustration that arises if you wobble. Just try and breathe through those wobbles, go with them. The left arm comes all the way up and over as we float that left foot back. And the right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come all the way back to centre. Draw the left knee through, bring that left knee up. And then pop the foot down. Lower the hands down. Great, give everything a good wriggle. Fantastic. So, I hope you found those interesting. As I say, the thing that often arises with balance is that feeling of frustration. So, apply that principle of, that's interesting. So if today you're struggling to even lift your foot off the floor, just go, that's interesting. Wonder what's happening today. Maybe think about whether you've had a good night's sleep. Have you eaten today? What are your stress levels like? Where are you in your hormone cycle? If you have a hormone cycle, a traditional hormone cycle, just notice different factors and start to build up that information about when the balance changes. And then try to do these drills regularly or drills similar. Don't get too hung up on the exact ones. So, stand around your kitchen and move your legs around, standing on one foot as you move your gaze around, chat to someone, distract yourself. The brain likes being distracted. It likes multitasking. And over time, this will really build up your ability to balance. And in the long run, that's what we want. The older we get, the more important it is to have good balance. So it's worth working on now. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please do leave me comments, let me know how you got on. I always enjoy hearing how people got on in the videos. And do subscribe, and I will see you here again soon. Om Shanti.